Okay, with our muscles of the tongue, all of these up here are the intrinsic muscles, which are what we saw in the histology lab. You see here coming off the chin, which is genio, and then fanning up into the tongue, and we can also see it here very well on the other side. That's going to be the genio glossus, tongue being glossus. Okay. Then we can see here, coming from the basihyoid, or in that same region, the hyoglossus. We can also see the hyoglossus. So this here is going to be the hyoglossus coming out. And then coming from much more dorsally down in, helping to create our palatoglossal arch, is the styloglossus, which we can also see both of those over here. Here's our digastricus muscle, which has what action?
To open the mouth?
That's going to be our one muscle opening the mouth. Okay, so this arching guy right up in here is going to be our styloglossus, and this here is going to be our hyoglossus. Okay, and that's our hypoglossal nerve, which we'll get to later. Okay. Who's this real thin muscle here? Do you remember that? Mylohyoideus, yeah. And then this muscle going from the chin to the hyoid, the geniohyoideus. So those are the muscles of the tongue. Okay, so here, these are some of our extrinsic muscles of the larynx and the hyoids. This one here coming up to the basihyoid would be the sternohyoideus. This one here coming up to the thyroid cartilage, sternothyroideus. And then we can see, expose this here, we've got a muscle going from that thyroid cartilage to the hyoid bones. That's the thyrohyoideus. Yeah. And coming up here, we can see our pharyngeal muscles. So you didn't need to know the individual ones, but these pharyngeal muscles are coming up into the wall of the pharynx here. So they're going to be up in this wall here. And their action is going to be important in swallowing, because as you push the bolus of food up into this laryngeal pharynx with the tongue, sequential contraction of those muscles are going to push it then into the esophagus. Yes, and this ridge right here, what do we know this ridge as? The pharyngeal esophageal limen. Yeah, I like to think of Sprite because it's got the taste of lemon. Let's go ahead and look here at the larynx. We've got this cartilage sitting in here, which would be the epiglottis. Then we've got a real funky shaped guy here. It's got a part there, a part there. That's going to be the retinoid cartilage. This kind of funky triangular shaped portion of it here, it looks like ancient Mesopotamian writing, which they called cuneiform. Yeah, that's cuneiform process. This process here looks like a horn, and so that would be the corniculate process. And then this process down here that the vocalis muscle and the vocal fold attached to would be the vocal process. Okay, the muscular process is out on the lateral side, which is where our muscles are attaching here. Okay, so we've got this muscle here sitting on the dorsal aspect of the cricoid cartilage, coming over here to the muscular process of the arytenoid cartilage. So this muscle is the Thyroarytenoid
Thyroarytenoid.
dorsalis. So that muscle is going to have the action, if these are the arytenoid cartilages, it's going to pull them up out of the way, basically opening up the airway. This guy kind of tucked down in here, also going from the cricoid to the arytenoid. It's going to be the Thyroarytenoideus lateralis. Yeah, so its fibers are coming more like this, and they're going to pull that arytenoid cartilage like this so that they close up the airway.
Okay.
Now this guy here, he's coming off the dorsal surface of the ventral part of the thyroid cartilage. That's going to be the Thyroarytenoideus.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the Thyroarytenoideus, and part of that is this muscle here that's within the vocal fold. That's the vocalis. So the vocalis is part of the Thyroarytenoideus muscle. And those are going to cause the arytenoid cartilages to come down ventrally, and that's going to loosen the vocal fold. And so what's that going to do to the pitch?
Deepen.
It's going to deepen the pitch. Okay, it's also going to be active in closing that airway somewhat too. Nope, got one more guy down here. So this guy here on the ventral surface is going to from the cricoid to the thyroid cartilage, and we can actually see it attaching on the medial surface of the thyroid cartilage right here. So that one is the cricothyroideus, yeah. And it has kind of a interesting action in that if this is the two lateral sides of those two cartilages, it's attaching here on the cricoid cartilage, here on the thyroid cartilage, and it's causing this action. Okay, and when it does that, it's going to tense the vocal fold, and that's going to do what?
Raise the pitch.
Increase the pitch, yeah. Okay, let's see, what else do we have in here? Okay, this region right here is known as the glottis, and so the space in between them, rima glottidus.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and then we have this space here. Okay, the vestibule is coming in here, and this will be the vestibular fold.
Okay.
This is the laryngeal ventricle.
Okay.
Once again, we have on the side of the vestibule the vestibular fold, and then back here the vocal fold.